McCain when he stood up and said that it offended his conscience to support the Bush tax cut for the wealthy in a time of war. That he couldn't support a tax cut where so many of the benefits go to the most fortunate. That's a quote. But somewhere along the road to the Republican nomination, the Straight Talk Express lost its wheels because now he's all for those same tax cuts. Well, I am not. We can't keep spending money that we don't have in a war that shouldn't have been fought. We can't keep mortgaging our children's future on a mountain of debt. We can't keep driving a wider and wider gap between the few who are rich and the rest who are struggling to keep pace. It is time to turn the page and write a new chapter in American history. Yes, we can. We need a new direction in this country. Everywhere I go, I meet Americans who can't wait another day for change. They're not just showing up to hear a speech. They need to know that politics can make a difference in their lives, that it's not too late to reclaim the American dream. It's a dream shared in big cities and small towns, across races and regions and religions, that if you work hard, you can support a family. That if you get sick, there will be health care you can afford. That you can retire with dignity and security and respect that you have earned. That your kids can get a good education and young people can go to college even if they're not rich. That is our common hope. That's our common hope. That's why we don't call it Joe's dream, or Sally's dream, or Susan's dream, or Jim's dream. We call it the American dream because it's a dream we have for ourselves and our own families, but it's a dream we have for everybody. It's a dream of the father who goes to work before dawn and lies awake at night wondering how he's going to pay the bills. He needs us to restore fairness to our economy by putting tax cuts into the pockets of working people and seniors and struggling homeowners. It's a dream of the woman who told me she works the night shift after a full day of college and still can't afford health care for a sister who's ill. She needs us to finally come together to make health care affordable and available for every single American. That is long overdue. It's the dream of the senior I met who lost his pension when the company he gave his life to went bankrupt. He doesn't need bankruptcy laws to protect banks and big lenders. He needs us to protect pensions, not CEO bonuses, and to do what it takes to make sure that the American people can count on Social Security today, tomorrow, and forever. That's what he needs. That's his dream. It's the dream of the teacher who works at a donut shop after school just to make ends meet. She needs better pay and more support and the freedom to do more than just teach to the test, because we want our children learning art and music and science and literature and history. And if our students want to go on to college, they shouldn't fear decades of debt, which is why I'll make college affordable with an annual $4,000 tuition credit every student, every year, but you won't get it for free, you young people. You're going to have to invest in community service, work in a homeless shelter, work in a veteran's home, join the Peace Corps, learn a foreign language, join the Foreign Service. We'll invest in you. You invest in your country. Together, America will move forward. That's what we dream of. is our calling in this campaign. That's our calling, to reaffirm that fundamental belief. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. That belief that makes us one people and one nation. It's time to stand up and reach for what's possible. Because together, people who love their country can change it. Now, when I start talking like this, I have to say some people will tell you that I've got my head in the clouds, that I'm still offering false hopes, that I need a reality check, that I'm a hope monger. But you know, it's true. My own story tells me that in the United States of America, there's never been anything false about hope, at least not if you're willing to work for it, not if you're willing to struggle for it, not if you're willing to fight for it. I should not be here today. I should not be here today. I was not born into money or status. I was born to a teenage mom in Hawaii. My father left us when I was 2. But my family gave me love, they gave me an education, and most of all, they gave me hope. Hope that in America, no dream is beyond our grasp if we reach for it and fight for it and work for it. Understand this, hope is not blind optimism. Hope is not ignorance of the barriers and the challenges that stand between you and your dreams. I know how hard it will be to change America. I know it won't be easy to provide health care for all Americans like I've proposed. If it was easy, it would have already been done. I know that it won't be easy to change our energy policy. ExxonMobil made $11 billion last quarter. They don't want to give those profits up easily. I know how hard it will be to alleviate poverty that's built up over centuries. I know how hard it will be to improve our schools, especially because improving our schools will involve more than just money. It will require a change in mindset, a belief that every child counts, that it's not somebody else's problem, a belief that parents have to parent and turn off the TV set and put away the video games, and that our students have to raise their standards of excellence. That's not easy to do, changing attitudes, changing culture. I know it's hard because I fought those fights. I fought on the streets of Chicago as a community organizer to bring jobs to the jobless in the shadow of the shuttered steel plant. I fought in the courts as a civil rights lawyer to make sure people weren't denied their rights because of what they looked like or where they came from. I fought in the legislature to take away power from lobbyists and to provide health care to those who didn't have it and to fix a criminal justice system that was broken. And I've won some of those fights, but I've lost some of them too. Because I've seen good legislation die when good intentions weren't enough, when they weren't backed by a mandate for change, when the American people weren't enlisted in the process of change. I know how hard these things are. The politics of hope does not mean hoping things come easy. But I also understand that nothing worthwhile in this country has ever happened unless somebody, somewhere, is willing to hope. And somebody is willing to stand up. Somebody who's willing to stand up when they're told, no, you can't. And instead they say, yes, we can. That's how this country was founded. A group of patriots declaring independence against the mighty British Empire. Nobody gave them a chance, but they said, yes, we can. That's how slaves and abolitionists resisted that wicked system, and how a new president charted a course to ensure we would not remain half slave and half free. That's how the greatest generation, my grandfather fighting in Patton's army, my grandmother staying at home with a